HHDG. Peace, HHDG. We are on another episode of HHDG Media, the podcast. And shout out to everyone tuning in through our YouTube channel, as well as our Facebook group, HHDG Hip Hop Discussion Group. You can check out our website, as you can see below on the bottom banner, hhdgmedia.com. Check out new music, merch, and upcoming events. Tonight, we have a terror on the mic, always repping Los Angeles. Gold Chain Music, Dart Unit, dropped a dope new album with an ill producer from Boston who's done some ill work with Rim the Villain, Fast Life, Ace on Eastwood. I wasn't expecting the two of them to work together, but The Emperor's Deity is a top album right now for 2023. And we're going to definitely dig into that, as well as a little bit of their history. Now, always surprised to find out who works together and how dope it comes out to be. This is definitely a top album. Craziness. I'd like to introduce
Very good.
Cerebral, coming out of Cali. What's up? What's up?
Peace, peace.
Peace to see you once again. And coming out of Boston, Vinyl Villain.
Yo.
How you doing tonight?
Chilling, man. Just chilling.
Dope.
Watching snowfall.
Yeah, I got to get back into that again. Now, before we got on here, we were talking about the first time that the two of y'all worked together, and it was that track off of Loose Change, Set Trip.
Yeah,
that was a banger. Right out the gate.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Now, between that time and the time you started working on this album, did y'all, talk in between, of possibly doing a whole album together?
I mean, I think we had started talking about it just before we started. It, after the Set Trip joint, I was working on my solo project, and I had reached out for a joint. And, when I was reaching out, how I kind of did everything was like I'd send, the artist a pack, and they could pick whatever beats they wanted, out of it for whatever. And as long as I got a joint for my project. And so that's how it started. And yeah, it just kind of, and then, yeah, he suggested, putting together a whole project, and it just came together. Like, it really came together pretty quick and like seamlessly, you know what I mean? There wasn't, nothing was forced.
Yup. It's fact.
Supreme Cerebral's known for, not wasting any time to put music together.
Yeah, no, and there was communication throughout the whole thing too, which is, beautiful. You know what I mean? It's because it's hard to do that, especially, you know what I mean, him being on the West Coast, me being on the East Coast. But respect, because every time as far as picking the beats, he was letting me know what beats he liked. Sending joints, as soon as they were done, roughs, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, so throughout the whole process, it was just, everything was real fluid.
That's ill. It's about it. How many tracks did y'all work on together before you put out the album? Was it just those 10?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, we had the set trip joint. He provided me with a joint for my project. It didn't really at that point didn't fit the project, but it was still a fucking banger and ended up being on this, and that's like because it was like we have to do something with this. It just didn't fit what I was working with for my shit.
Mm-hmm.
So we, you know what I mean, kept it in the tuck and built off of that.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it started. Was the fact that we had that joint left over, and then I was like, he had sent me some beats, for myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I had knocked out another joint, and then I was like, bro, we might as well just, make something happen. And then he just kept sending bangers, so it was easy. Like when a producer kind of gets you and knows what you like, sends you the right shit, that's the easiest part for the MC. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Dope. Mm.
Yeah, and like I said, like when similar, when the artist just feeds you back, you know what I mean? It's like, all right, well, if you send me shit back, I'm gonna keep sending you shit. You know what I mean? That's at least how I work.
Mm.
Definitely.
And with your production on this new album, like the shotgun barrel joint right off the rip, that haunting evil grit to it, that fits perfect with Supreme Cerebral.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, like you said, like, off of the set trip joint and then the joint that he had picked, out of the pack, or the beats that he had picked out of the pack
Mm.
the first pack I sent, like I already knew, what type of time he was on, and it makes it easy. You know what I mean? I know not to send him, some drumless shit that, you know what I mean? He's not gonna, you know what I mean? Like he needs drums, you know what I mean? That's
Yeah,
his style, you know what I mean? Not to say that you can't flex over some drumless shit too, but it's like
you know what he likes.
people don't want to hear that, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, they want to hear that hardcore shit. So
Mm-hmm.
exactly. So that's what we gave him.
yeah.
Dope. Mm. So with 10 bangers on here, did you actually want to have some features on here at first?
Essentially no. Um, but then as I was going on, I was like, of course, Kush hit me and was like, "You gotta throw me on that." But he ended up being on a bonus joint. But me and Body that's my man. Body Bag Ben, that's my boy. And I feel like people don't really reach out for him for features. They kind of just do it for beats.
They sleeping all the time, and he proved it.
Yeah, so I kind of wanted. I thought that beat just sounded like Body Bag. To be honest with you, like I feel like he probably would have picked that if he would have had the opportunity to pick that beat.
Mm.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah, so that just kind of fit. Me and Jamil talk all the time. So I was like, yo, I'm gonna send you something, see if you fuck with it. He had sent me some shit that he was working on, and I didn't really fuck with it. So I kind of did it as a joke, and I sent him that song, and he was like, damn, you sent me a banger. And I'm like, I knew it. Because he had sent me some shit. He was like, I don't know if you'll fuck with it, Preem, but if you do it. I ended up not really fucking with it, but he fucked with that. And then the Home of the Gritty joint, honestly, bro, that's like another like Body Bags joint. I really just felt like they would pick that beat if they had the opportunity.
Mm.
Like I could hear them on it, and that's the only reason I got them on it. You know what I mean? And then Killy Shoot joint, I just love working with Killy, man, and I know he'll rock out for me. So once I started getting features, I just reached out to Killy because number one, Killy's super original. He does his own thing, and
Yeah.
I just like the way he does it, because he don't sound like nobody else. So I was looking forward to that. And me and him always go back and forth with joints. So that just happened to be one of the joints, you know what I mean? But I kind of knew I wanted to make the Cushion O joint like a bonus joint just because it kind of sounds like a bonus joint. It don't really sound like a track, you know what I mean? Like it sound like some bonus shit. So, But the rest of the features, that was like, it's just calculated, man. You know, just understanding music and understanding who sounds good on what. Because I listen to motherfuckers, so like it's not hard to kind of figure out what they like. You know what I mean? What they would sound good on. So that's just kind of how I go about with features. Like if I can hear you on it, then I just I get you on.
Dope. Mm. Now you did some mastering on here.
Oh yeah. I mean, I do that with all my joints. This time I was just a little bit more hands-on. And it was the last joint with my man who moved out of state. So yeah, going forward, I'm gonna have to try to do that shit myself anyway. So it was kind of like a learning process, you know what I'm saying? But I needed to learn how to do it. So, you know what I mean? I get the songs mixed by my man FM in Houston, and then you know, I take it, put it in my DAW system, and you know, figure it out, the skits and everything. You know what I mean? I kind of knew what skits I wanted. I had all those skits pretty much a while back because I knew what I was going to name those songs. So it was easier to have those skits once I knew, you know, what I was going to name the songs. And yeah, that Big L skit, you know, fucking, it spoke to me. So I was like, I'm definitely using that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was fitting for starting off like that. So what was the you said you already had these track names listed. What made you come up with these names for this particular album?
Just what they sound like to me. You know what I mean? Like that Tong Po joint, I was watching, you know, I was watching Kickboxer and I was like, yo, I gotta name a song Tong Po, you know what I mean? But I felt like it had to be, excuse me, it had to be hard enough, you know, pause, no pun intended, but it had to be hard enough for me to be like, to live up to the Tong Po name, you know what I mean? So yeah, Bass Rutten, that's like one of my favorite fighters ever. So that was a no-brainer, you know what I mean? And then the rest of the songs are kind of like Violent Outbreak, Total Chaos, Shotgun Barrel. You know, it's just like a lot of violent shit because that's what the music sounds like. You know what I mean? The music is crazy. So I mean, his beats brought out all that though. You gotta remember that. Like he gave me the canvas, I just helped paint on it. You know what I mean? But that's why all those songs are named with their name. It's just because you know that's what they sound like to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what it feel. That's the feeling. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Violent. It sounds, you know, it sounds hardcore, and that's why all the songs have crazy names. Like Body Bags joint. When Body Bags sent me that verse back, I was like, yo, that shit like World War III. Like, yo, we should name it that. And I'm like, yes, boom. You know what I mean? Shit like that. You know what I mean? Just, you know, trying to be creative with everything. You know what I'm saying? Not be like the same old same, like name it the name of the hook. You know what I mean? Or whatever. I got one like that. Like, They're Gonna Learn Today. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
at the same time, like, that's still kind of violent. Like, you're going to learn today. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, you know what I mean? Just trying to be creative, man. Not trying to be like everybody else. You know what I mean? And you got to watch what you name shit too, you know, because motherfuckers will say you biting Griselda or biting somebody else. You know what I mean? So
Always.
I'm pretty cognizant about that as well. Like making sure that I kind of name my shit my own shit, you know. And I'm into fighting and shit. You know, I love boxing. I love MMA. So, you know, it's just natural shit.
Dope, man. Now, Vinyl Villain, being that this is your first time on the show, tell us a little bit of how you got into production.
Oh shit, man. I've been in the production for a long time. I mean, I started DJing, you know, in high school, turntables, all that shit, not the CD stuff. And then from there, you know, I went to school for audio engineering. One of my first semesters, I met this kid from Tennessee. He had a MPC 2500, and we booked time in one of the studios at school, and he showed me just basics, how to chop samples and program drums.
Mm-hmm.
And I think like the next week I over borrowed on my loan and went out and bought MPC myself, and started making beats. You know what I mean? Before that, I had like a little Dr. Groove, you know, looper that just had stock shit in it. Like you couldn't load anything onto it or anything. So I would like, you know, spin acapellas and just play drum breaks. But then, yeah, once I got the MPC, when I over borrowed from school, it was over from there. Then it was just, you know, I was making beats just for homies and, you know, for myself. I had no idea if my shit was good. Entered like some competitions years later and, you know, placed and all that, and started getting my shit out there and realized, you know, yeah, you know, people fuck with my shit. So, you know what I mean? Then it just started, then it was just building with artists, you know what I mean? Then it became like a, you know, I tell people all the time, like, you know, just find artists that you like, that you like to listen to, and build with them, and, you know, offer to send them music. And, you know, if they don't want to, if they don't want you to send them beats, or they hit you with a rate, like sometimes you have to pull money out of your pocket and you have to invest in yourself if you believe in yourself. You know what I mean? I've done that. I've paid for features, you know what I mean? I'm not ashamed to say it. You know what I mean? It builds character. But like, you know, that's what I tell people is like, find artists that you listen to, that you like, you know what I mean? And try to build with them and try to send them, you know, send them beats. You know what I mean? I don't know any artist that's going to turn down free beats. You know what I mean? So, you know, you could hit up any artist, send them packs, and if it doesn't, you know, if nothing comes of it, nothing comes of it. But you never know.
What was one of the tracks that you produced that really set the tone?
I don't know, man. I mean,
We got a lot of joints.
yeah, like it's not like, the thing is, like, you know, I would say like what really started the whole, like, you know, put me on the, like, the trajectory, I guess you could say, that I've been on or whatever, would probably be the project with Ito,
The
the
new
new
crack
crack
era.
era joint. Because before that, you know what I mean, it wasn't there. I never did any real like I did projects with like homies from high school and shit like that, but nothing with this like renaissance, you know. So, but and before the project with Ito, it was just like Lucy's. Like I did some joints with Daniel Son early on, but after the project with Ito, then it was like, you know, then I worked with Uncle John, and, you know, ST Knack and Al Divino are homies. You know what I mean? They live in Lynn. They're 20 minutes away from where I sit right now. You know what I mean? So like, always worked with them. But I would say, yeah, probably the project with Ito is probably the one that set me off.
So, so once you finally on that radar, you know, a lot just followed after that. I mean, you on
Yeah, I mean, consistency. I mean, Cream can, you know, attest to this, I'm sure. You know what I mean? Consistency is key in this game. You know what I mean? As an artist and as a producer, you know what I mean? New artists and new producers pop up every day. So, you know, the trick is to try to stay consistent, but with quality. You know what I mean? Because anybody nowadays, anybody can put music out every fucking day, but if it's not good, then you shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah, that's kind of what separates a lot of people, is the quality of it.
Yeah, you know, so it's, you know, staying consistent is key, but at the same time, you know, make sure what you're putting out is of good quality, of course.
Absolutely. Yeah, because that year, that new crack era came out, you did work with Jamal Gasol. You had a track on Chong Wizard's one of his early power.
Yeah, like one of the first
series.
Infinity Stones projects. Yep.
Sully Nomad. Code 9. K Burns. Crime Apple. I mean, you were going off in that year.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just sending beats out. You know what I mean? Like I said earlier, like I think a lot of producers, I was a victim of it, or whatever you want to call it myself, like, being afraid to send beats out because, like, you don't know if either they're going to get, like, you're going to get shit on, or if you're just never going to hear back. And it's like, well, you might as well send them out. They're not doing any good sitting on your computer. You're not going to hear from anybody with beats.
You might as well put it out. Yeah.
So that comes into that whole, like, well, shit, like, I listen to Supreme, you know what I mean? So I'm going to reach out to him and be like, yo, what's good? Like, I fuck with your shit. I make beats. Can I send you a pack? It's that easy.
There you go.
You know, like, was he going to turn around and say, nah, I don't want free beats. I'm not going to listen to that. Like,
yeah.
Like if rappers ever hit me up and were like, yo, I just dropped an album, and more rappers should do this, I think. Hit up producers and be like, yo, I'm going to send you some acapellas, remix my shit. I would take that all day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What happened to that? Producers used to do that back in the 90s and shit. That was a thing. Like, you know what I mean? The Pete Rock remixes. You know what I mean?
People attention. Yeah.
That shit don't happen anymore.
Even remixing songs, like, and having a bunch of people on it. That shit don't happen. No.
Exactly. Yeah, the R&B remix. You know what I mean? Like, bring that shit back, dude. I want to bring all that shit back.
Yeah, because that's what the DJs look for.
Exactly. So
crazy. What kind of equipment you working on right now?
Just machine. Same. I got the original machine. It's in my backpack right now because I had a session the other day, but
okay.
Yeah, I mean, I still have the original machine. I haven't upgraded anything. I still make all my beats. Like, I'm talking to you on a new laptop that's like for video editing. My computer that I make beats on is like 12 years old, barely turns on, but it still works, and that's what I make everything on. So yeah, I get that. I have a 404. I run my samples through and shit. My record player, all my records and shit.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm. Shit's everywhere though. I got records on the floor over there, under here.
It's a real producer.
Yeah.
Any real producer house you go to, they got shit everywhere.
That's it, man. You know what I mean? I don't, yeah. And then I got stuff right here that I bought the other day. Haven't even looked at yet.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Cerebral, you really set the tone with this album for this year already. I mean, and then Gold Chain Music just dropped the album as well this year.
Yeah, we got 3 volumes, so that was just the first volume.
Ooh.
I'll be probably volume 3 the most. I probably got like 4 songs on volume 3, but they was doing everything in house.
Mm-hmm.
I missed a lot of sessions because I'm moving around and shit, so I couldn't go to a lot of sessions to be on the album. That's why I only got 1 verse on the Gold Chain album. But it's a monster verse. So
when are you not dropping a monster verse?
Yeah. I mean, I just try to stay consistent, man. You know what I mean? We had this album done for a minute. So we were gonna drop it last year, but I had shit lined up.
Mm-hmm.
and I kind of felt like this would be a dope opener, you know, for the year. And
Yeah, I think you were right, man.
yeah, because it just I mean, I had to, and I needed something real dope to follow La Cita Senjata. That's one of my favorite albums. So I thought this was probably because I couldn't drop Clark's after I just dropped like La Cita. I don't think that would have aesthetically fit. You know what I mean? This fit way better and made more sense to me. You know what I mean? And I felt like it was equally as dope, if not doper. You know what I mean? And it's one producer, so it's cohesive and it sounds good. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah. No, the timing was perfect.
Yeah. I thought it just, you know, everything plays out how it's supposed to. You know what I mean? I'm a firm believer in that type of shit. So, yeah, just it made sense. You know what I mean? We could have dropped it in January, but you know, I felt like it made sense when it came out. And yeah, man. I mean, it's doing pretty well. You know what I mean? People the reception of it is nice. You know, everybody fucks with it. I don't think people were really ready for, you know, what they was about to hear. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think so either. Cause it's just like one after the other, after the other, after the other. Like there's no filler. There's no break.
It's nonstop.
Yeah. And that's how, you know, I mean, like I said, it was the beats that made it like that. You know what I mean? And I try to pick the similar sounding shit, you know, so it's cohesive and it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I had that artwork for a while, and I really wanted to do an album called The Emperor's Deity. You know what I mean? I was reading the Emperor's Handbook by Marcus Aurelius, and that's what gave me the idea for the Emperor's Deity, because they looked at emperors like gods, but they weren't gods. They're human. So who's the god of the god? You know what I mean? And that's kind of why I wanted to name it like that. And it sounds dark, and you know the cover is real dark. You don't know what to expect from the cover. You're like, I don't know what this shit is gonna sound like.
Yeah, now the artwork is dope too. Yeah.
Yeah, and people thought it was they're like, because I usually have a lot of you know, African ideology shit, you know what I mean, or Japanese stuff, you know what I mean. I try to keep it in that realm of creativity, and that was actually a statue. There's a picture of a statue, and I put it in Photoshop, and I just kept fucking with it, and then after a bunch of filters and a bunch of color layering and all kind of shit, it just came out like that.
Wow.
And then I was like, oh shit. And if you saw the original of it, you'd be like, oh shit, you did your thing on that. Because it's completely different. Like it's like a claymation statue of a guy.
Damn.
You know? I turned it into what looks like a picture, or it could be a drawing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I usually don't have anything with horns. Cause you know, devil shit. I'm not really into all that. But that's a Japanese warrior. That's a mask of a Japanese warrior. So that's what the old samurais used to wear over their faces in battle with the horns and everything.
Yeah.
And the cover is actually a warrior, a samurai warrior. You know what I mean? So it just kind of made sense. You know what I mean? And once I seen it and I looked at it, then I made the back cover, and then I was like, you know, it's perfect. For me, it was perfect. You know what I mean? Simplicity. It's simple too. You know, simplistic. You know what I mean? Like it's just one little image. You know what I mean? There's no name on it. There's no nothing.
Nah, and it's like you said, it leaves like a lot to the imagination. Like, what is it?
Of the listener,
you know what I mean? It's like reminiscent of like, I think I forget what it was. Maybe it was the Insane in the Brain documentary, but I think Muggs says that like on their like first albums, it was like, you know, no, like they were never on them.
Yeah.
Like you wanted it to like be timeless. Like there was nothing that like referenced what time period it was or anything like that. And it's like reminiscent of that. Like it's just an ominous image. Like,
Right.
makes you like, I got to know what the fuck this is about.
Right. And once
That's
we
the
get
intrigue.
vinyl done, once we get the vinyl done and everything, that becomes timeless. And then who knows, 1,000 years from now, some motherfucker could play that shit and be like, oh, these guys were probably warriors.
Yeah.
Nuts. You know what I mean? Who knows what their imagination can.
Yeah, seriously.
I mean, because that's hardcore, like crazy music. You know what I mean? And then you have the cover and everything, and you're like, oh, this shit was probably like an occult, like a
Yeah,
tribe.
yeah. Yo, they must have listened to this shit before they went into battle.
Yeah. Killing
Right.
people, you know what I mean? Like the imagination can run wild off some shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the beauty of simplistic things, you know what I mean? Like it stands out, just bow, black background, bow, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was
So,
smart. I got to try and find that statue.
yeah. I got the original picture somewhere. I'll send it to you, and then you'll be like, oh shit. You know what I mean? It took a lot of trial and error, but I do that a lot with Photoshop when I'm trying to make shit. Fuck with shit. Like I'll put on a bunch of filters and I'll do a bunch of different shit just to kind of see what happens. You know what I mean? That's how the Nightmares album happened too. Thing was me putting Pinhead, Jason Voorhees, Mike Myers, and all them. I had pictures of all them, and I put it together, and then I overlapped them on Photoshop, and
shit,
mask, and then it looked nuts, right? And I was like, "Oh shit, this looks crazy." I showed it to my man. My man was like, "What the fuck is that?" I was like, "Yo, I just made this shit," and he was like, "Yo, that's crazy." And I'm like, but that's just trial and error, and being creative, trying new things and shit. You know what I mean?
One of the things I always appreciate about Supreme Cerebral's albums is he always has physical copies ready to go when the album drops digitally. Now everybody is doing that.
Yeah, man. I try to. I mean, that's part of the art. You know what I mean? That's part of the art piece. Everything's kind of turning into vinyl. CDs have declined for me within the last 2 years. You know what I mean? Just because overseas pricing, people not wanting to buy CDs because cars don't have CDs anymore. So it's either like you're of it and you want it or you're not. You know what I mean? And I'm finding that more people are collecting vinyl now. So vinyl's kind of like the way to go. This actually might be my last CD release, to be honest with you. Just because I love doing it, but it's gotta have momentum. You know what I mean? I feel like that with anything. Like it has
you
to.
Gotta have more return on your investment too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's got to make more sense. You know what I mean? The CDs will eventually sell out. We only got 50 copies. I think we sold half. So it'll sell out eventually. Usually takes me like 1 or 2 months, anyways. You know what I mean, to sell out CDs. Because sometimes people are late to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and like you said, it's tough to move the CDs. The vinyl goes like that.
Yeah.
The vinyl, yeah. And we just talked to Martin at Copenhagen, so we're probably gonna release this in August on vinyl. So and we'll probably have a couple bonus joints for the vinyl only.
Nice.
So it'll be real dope. I can't wait to see what colors they come up with.
Oh man, the colorways are gonna be crazy. I already know, dude.
Especially with that artwork.
I'm excited. You know what I mean? I definitely wanted to see this get a treatment. You know what I mean? It's one of my favorite albums. You know what I mean? Just because it's nonstop, just fucking boom bap craziness. You know what I mean?
Banger after banger.
Yeah, it's like it's the kind of shit. If I was in a club and heard this album, I would get into a fight. Like I would want to punch somebody in the face.
Yeah.
Has that energy to it. Like I wouldn't want to play this in like another country in a festival. Like people will probably start brawling. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it'd be mosh pits and shit.
One of my top countries on any streaming service is Romania, which is kind of a trip to me. And then I started doing my Google searches on Romania. Romania is a very poor country. And there's a lot of poverty there. So then I'm thinking in my head, damn, I'm probably fueling gangster negativity out there. You know what I mean? Like my music probably fueling motherfuckers trying to hurt each other. And that gets me excited, you know what I mean? Because that's why I make music. I make music, you know, like fight music, like hurt people music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So just to think about that makes me like, okay, good. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, because everybody needs a soundtrack.
Right. And I'm glad I'm him, you know what I mean? Like, and not some like rich ass posh, you know, country or some shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Motherfuckers
Like,
ain't playing us in France.
yeah, glad they're playing my shit in Romania, like Transylvania shit. You know what I mean? Like crazy shit. You know what I mean? So yeah, but that's what I make music.
Crazy.
That's what I make music.
You know, being that you said that might be the last CD, you might have upped the collector's item momentum for that.
Facts.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because one day you know, CDs will come back. Everything always, you know, might take a couple years, but it'll come back. You know what I mean? Vinyl's just hot right now, but vinyl has always been hot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just had a small decline, I think, in the early 2000s. You know what I mean? But then
in the shiny suit era.
Yeah, exactly. Like it had like late 90s, early 2000s era, like it had a little decline. I think because people thought it wasn't a collector's item no more, or it wasn't, you know, what it is, but vinyl is forever. You know
Absolutely.
what I mean? Like, you could play that, send that shit in space. You know, that's what they did on one of those spacecrafts. They sent a vinyl record to explain Earth to any alien that would find it. You know what I mean? They didn't send pictures. They sent a vinyl record, you know, what they'd be able to spin, and then it would have images, and it would have music, and it would have everything that encompasses humanity. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
That's dope to think about. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Flat earthers would have a field day with that shit.
Hell yeah.
They'd be like, "Oh, see, they're telling us right there. It's out in it's right in front of our face."
Yeah, exactly.
Man, shut the fuck up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I had the pleasure of Rim from the Villains give me this copy in person. We met up to get this.
Nice. Yeah, I got a couple of those. Yeah, man, that was a beautiful project too. You know, shout out to Rim. He had, you know, the art direction on that with the DVD case and everything like that. Yeah, that was dope. Rim's good people too. I mean, I've had the pleasure, because he's just right here in New York, you know, had the pleasure of actually linking up and building with him in person. So he's good people.
Yeah, I saw him.
Yeah, him and Eddie.
At the Rome Street Show, I saw them in LA.
Mm-hmm.
I finally got to meet them. Definitely.
Yeah, they're good people. Rome, I mean, they're all, that whole crew, man. You know what I mean? They're all solid dudes.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Final Villain, what is one of your favorite projects that you produced?
Oh, I would say, besides this one, because it's like just over the head fucking craziness, probably A Cold World.
Mm-hmm.
With Uncle John. That was another one that, like, you know, really kind of it did really well. You know, everything sold out. I think, like, I know that all the vinyls sold out. I think I have some CDs, but yeah, like that did really well. And then I'm working on another project right now with an artist from New England that is right in that same vein. Like it's different. It's not like anything else that I've done before. It's a different artist that, like, you know, I've only done one song. It's similar to with Preem, actually. Like, we've done one song together.
Okay.
And then just locked in for a whole project. I'm really looking forward to that. Because he's a New England artist too. You know what I mean? So
hometown, yeah.
What's that?
I said it's your hometown.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, I would say, Project with Preem right here, A Cold World. I mean, I'm a fan of the projects with one artist. I like every solo project that I've done, from
Mhm.
projects with Ito, Fast Life, Rim, Preem, Uncle John, Hidden Character, like all those. Like I like, and maybe it's a selfish thing of me to say, but like it's just me, me and the artist.
Yeah.
Because we can get that cohesive feel too, and that cohesive sound, versus, you know, leaving it up to the artist to just pick beats from random producers that they like, or whoever
Mhm.
might have a name at the moment. Um, and then it might not all, it sounds like that, just like a compilation. So I like all my projects equally.
Yeah. Hell
There
yeah.
you go. What about the joint you did with Lex and Ace on Eastwood?
Oh my God, that shit is crazy. That's another project that was like the beats were different, and that's something again that I didn't expect um to really even come to fruition. That also came together while I was working on my solo project. Same thing. Like Ace
Mm.
picked a bunch of beats. Um, the joint that was going to go on my project, he was like, once I sent him the mix, he was like, just send me some more beats and like let's just do a whole project. And I was like, all right, no problem. So yeah, I just kept sending him stuff. And then, one of the joints, he got his boy Lex on it. And then it kind of turned into like a collaborative project between the three of us.
Ah,
Um, and yeah, I mean, like Lex's style, like that's I'm like the beats to Lex's style, to even just what they were rapping about. Like it was all like it was different. It wasn't your typical like boom bap hip hop release, in my opinion. It was more dark and like
yeah.
industrial, if that makes any sense. But yeah, Lex, you know what I mean? I think he's behind the wall right now, but
Yeah.
he held it down for that. He went in.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm. So when you have your production for these albums, you have a certain mindset for them? Because the reason I ask that is when you listen to the Emperor's Deity, like I was saying, this is some real grimy, dark production you got on here. Your projects don't always sound like that.
Yeah. No, it honestly, it just depends on the records that I get. Like I'll go like when I go to buy records, like most of the time I spend more money than I probably should. If I'll go to a record store and spend anywhere between like $100 and $400 on records, and then I'll come back and whatever I got that day turns into the beats for the next, you know, couple weeks, month, whatever. So like in that pack that I sent Preem, like it just happened to be like it was probably a lot of soundtrack stuff, is my guess, a lot of horror movie soundtracks. That's a huge, like I'm a huge horror movie fan in general. On top of it, I love soundtracks. It's what I have the most of in my collection. Um, so yeah, it's just based off the records, honestly. Like,
Mhm.
I mean, I have beats on my computer that are drumless, loopy, fly shit only type stuff. You know what I mean? But then like I also have, yeah, just aggressive, really aggressive beats to street shit. I mean, I forget who it was. I think it was not Black Moon, but Beat Miners. Saw an interview once where it's similar to what you were talking about just a little while ago, Preem, with the whole Romania thing. Like, I think the Beat Miners said like their goal was to make music for people that were out at night doing dirt. You know, like they needed, like I said, a soundtrack. You know what I mean? Like they were riding around at night, like scheming, scamming, doing whatever, and they needed people. You know, nobody's gonna listen to LL Cool J while they're out fucking scheming, and you know what I mean, trying to run game on people. Like, so you need music for that. So, you know, and I'm a huge fan of Black Moon, Cypress Hill, Wu-Tang, like Nas. That's what I grew up listening to. So it's just that's what I make. You know what I mean? Like, and it's annoying to me, and I hate to put this out there, but I'm going to. But it's annoying to get compared to like Griselda or like that sound, because I no offense or anything, but I've been making beats like this long before I knew that they existed. You know, and I'm still gonna do it because I'm not. You know what I mean? Like it's that's my style.
Don't let it get in your head. That's the whole thing. Don't let what people saying like that get in your head.
A lot
No,
of
not at all.
us have been doing this shit for a long time, bro. Way
Yeah,
before we even knew who they were, knew their name, knew that this scene existed, knew who Rock, like before I even knew who Rock Marciano was. Like
yeah,
the first person I was really into loops was like Law Mathematics and RZA.
yeah.
That's who influenced me to want to rap, was Ghostface, because Ghostface rapped on loops.
Yeah.
A lot of us are older and been in the game for a real long time, bro. And I think a lot of these fans are new.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They don't truly understand it. And a lot of these fans now are real picky choosy. Like, he fucks with him, so I'm gonna fuck with him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's a real word of mouth type of scene. You know what I mean? It's not like back in the day when you had a lot of diversity in the underground. You know what I mean? Like you had different types of underground artists. You know what I mean? Like we don't have no De La Souls. We don't have no Commons. We don't have no Most Defs. We don't
Yeah.
have any of those guys. You know what I mean? Everything now is I'm a gangster. And then when you meet a lot of these guys, you're like, you're not a gangster.
Yeah.
It's plain as fucking day. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
um, it's a lot of misconception and a lot of he say she say shit. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I like him because they like him, or oh, he shouted him out, he must be dope. You know what I mean? Or he works
Yeah.
with him, he must be dope, and that's not always the case, bro.
Yeah.
But those
No,
guys,
and that's what that it goes into, like what I was saying. Like, don't follow trends. Like, find if you like an artist, reach out to that artist. Don't reach
Yeah.
out to somebody because they're popping, because that's only gonna get you so far, and it's not, and
There
it's
you
gonna
go.
be recognized like that.
Yeah.
like I've already had 4 people that I've never heard of, never seen them like any of my shit, hit me up like, yo, I heard your album with Vinylville and we should do something. Like, all right, word.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's like like I said, it's like a word of mouth thing. Like, oh, okay, now he's worked with him. Now I want to work with him.
Now you want.
You know what I mean? But that's not how it should be, yo. It should be like you listen to what the fuck you like. You're a grown man. Like, what
Yeah. Seriously. Don't
dictate?
let another person influence you.
Yeah,
You
don't let
know,
people.
another person's taste influence you.
Yeah, because it was never like that back in the days. Like
Yeah.
I liked everybody from fucking Nas to fucking Goody Mob. You know what I mean? Like so much different styles of music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I listen to fucking 3 6 Mafia and shit when I was playing football, like in the locker room. Like that's the type of shit that would pump me up. You know what I'm saying? Make me want to go hurt people.
Yeah.
Like there's so much different styles of music. You know what I mean? But now everybody's wanting that
Bandwagon stuff. Yeah.
boom 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 boom. You know, it's like the same fucking beats, same
Yeah.
fucking loops, same fucking I'm fly, but you're really not. You know what I mean? And fucking I want to be in designer, but I don't know how to wear it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy.
Like I see a lot of people wearing Wallies and they don't know how to wear Wallies. You know what I mean? I see a lot of people wearing polo and they don't know how to wear polo. They got polo on with fucking Levi jeans. Like, you know, there's ways to do things. You know what I mean? Like, and I feel like some of us are well versed in a lot of things. You know what I mean? But we don't get the love because we're not the popular kid. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like high school, kind of. You know what I mean? It really is. It's like
Yeah.
Pretty
Facts.
much.
you know, if you know the cool popular kid, you get invited to the parties and you're cool. But if you don't, you're not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But a lot of people missing out on a lot of really, really dope hip hop because of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it ain't just me. It's fucking. There's a plethora of dudes who don't get the love they deserve.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I
Too
mean?
many. Mm.
But that's just the society that we living in. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's a fucking sheep. You know what I mean? So when you're a wolf and you see what the climate is, you know what I mean, you move different. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
that's just it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully it switches. You know what I mean? Because there could be some really dope tours with a lot of dope heads. There could be way doper shows. Like a lot of the shows too are like the same dudes over and over and over and over and over again at the shows. Like,
Yeah.
don't y'all want to see? You know what I mean? Like, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? You just gotta move according, and find your niche. You know what I mean? And then just run with it. You know what I mean? That's what I did. I know what I'm good at. I know what people want to hear from me. You know what I mean? I got to get my damn streaming numbers up, but my YouTube numbers and shit is good. You know what I'm saying? Shit is good. You know what I mean? But
That's still streaming right there. That works.
it could always be
Getting
better. Like it could always be better, and I think that's if you strive for that and you believe in that, then you'll always get better. You know what I mean? And keep progressing, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This scene has only been around fucking less than 10 years, so you know what I mean? Like this new renaissance of a bunch of people.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's been like 8 years. You know what I mean? Eight,
Yeah.
9 years. Then so
Yeah. True.
you know what I mean? I think once a couple more people blow and you know what I mean and get a little bigger, no point intended. More people will start gravitating towards shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And Supreme, your drive to keep putting out dope music, came from a certain type of inspiration that, I'm still here. I'm going to keep pushing with what I'm good at. And, sometimes people get inspired by that. Others, like we were just talking about, too busy worrying about what is the mainstream, what is the latest thing. But, knowing your story and how you continue to put out dope music, you know, I'm sure there's others out there that are fans of yours that you keep inspiring like that to want to be able to do the same thing.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think about fuck. I should be dead. You know what I mean? I got shot in the
Mm-hmm.
neck. I think about that all the time. So, that shit just makes me want to leave a legacy. You know what I mean? So when I do die, you know what I mean? I'll have something. You know what I mean? And I'm gonna have a lot of something. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna have a lot of shit to, people look back and be like, damn, he did his thing. You know what I mean? My shit would probably blow if I died right now. As sad as that is to say, you know what I mean? But my shit would probably blow if I was to die right now. So but yeah, man, it's just, trying to stay motivated, man. You gotta motivate yourself. Ain't nobody gonna motivate
Yes.
you. You know what I mean?
Yep.
But I'm also motivated by artists, you know what I mean? I think when it comes to just rapping, like I'm up there. So, when I hear other dudes rapping crazy, that makes me want to rap. You know what I mean? Being around Planet Asia all the time makes me want to rap. You know what I'm saying? Just because of how incredible he is and how his longevity is incredible. You know what I mean? So shit like that just makes me want to work. You know what I mean? You gotta find ways to get inspired. You know what I mean? If you're not inspired by this scene, you probably shouldn't even be doing music, man.
Yeah, you should probably
That's
check your
true.
pulse.
Yeah, because I mean, there's a lot of competition. You know what I'm saying? So if you half-assing it, you're not gonna last. You know what I mean? So
My thing is this: if it's being that it is saturated like that, there's other avenues in hip hop that you can excel in to continue to help the artists out there that are actually dope doing their thing, instead of you trying to be the next person if you're not at that caliber.
Yeah. I mean, that shit's it's like, yeah, there's mad other avenues. You know what I mean? Not everybody has to be a rapper or a producer.
yeah, we don't got enough DJs. You know what I mean? We don't got
Serious.
enough. We don't got enough. We don't got enough graffiti heads. You know what I mean? We don't got enough. Just pure fans because everybody raps now. So there's not a
Yeah,
lot of
seriously.
pure fans. You know what I mean? Back in the '90s, there was pure fans. You know what I mean? Like I was a big fan before I was an artist, and
Yeah.
but I'm still a fan. You have to continue to be a fan of music. You know what I mean? Because that's what's going to inspire you.
Yeah,
You know
it's
what I
how
mean?
you continue to grow.
Yeah.
Yeah. You gotta listen to your competition too. You gotta listen to, and not everybody's competition. I got a lot of friends that are really dope. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it's still competition. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
it's friendly competition. It's motivation.
yeah, I still wanna out rap my friend. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, it's rap, it's hip hop, it's a competitive sport.
Yeah. And
You know what I
it's
mean?
like
Anybody that's in this knows that. It's not, you know what I mean? It's not for the faint of heart. It's not for, you know what I mean? Like if you catch feelings, this is not for you.
yeah, because you're gonna get a lot of disappointment. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Before you get before good things happen, you're gonna get a lot of disappointment, man.
Facts.
It's never
But
been
a
that
lot of
good.
people get discouraged by that, and then they end up quitting. See, that's
Yeah.
what separates people. You know what I mean? Certain artists.
Well, what's worse, they become haters.
Yeah, that's the worst thing you could do.
Yeah.
That's the worst thing you can do. Yeah, and a lot of dudes do that too. You know what I mean? Just because they don't understand how you are continuously doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Because they
And
are not.
jealousy.
Yeah, and that's a female trait. You know what I mean? So if you see a man do that, you already know what time it is with that man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm disassociate.
Yeah.
Facts.
Yeah, and you don't. I mean, not everybody's got to be cool with each other, man. You know what I mean? I got a lot of friends in this rap shit. There's a lot of people I don't really care for. You know what I'm saying? But if I see them, they say what up, I'm gonna say what up. You know what I mean? But if they want to act differently, we could do whatever. You know what I mean?
Man,
Emperor's deity, baby.
I was gonna say, with that being said, dropping the dope new visuals.
Yeah. I'm gonna post it on my IG. I posted it this morning and it got took down. Somebody reported it. It was weird.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it was weird. There's like a guy trolling me too right now. I'm not gonna give his name no light, but yeah, he been trolling me and doing weird shit. And I don't even know this guy from a fucking hole in the wall. So, but then I was like, I'm obviously doing something right. This dude is taking mad time out of his day to fucking try to fuck, and I don't even know who he is. You know what I'm saying? So that kind of shit always just amuses me. It's like, okay,
Yeah.
word. You gotta
Been
be
there.
a real loser type motherfucker. But I'm gonna post it tomorrow. And I got another one in the stash. Bass Root. I got Bass Root in the stash. Yeah, he should have that to me probably tomorrow or the next day. I'm just waiting for it to get edited. But yeah, I'm probably gonna shoot 3 for this one because I didn't shoot none last year. I didn't shoot no visuals for none of my albums last year. So like I was talking to Big Twins, and Twins was like, you gotta put out visuals, Preem. Like that's what you gotta do. So he put the battery in my pack, you know what I mean? In my bag, excuse me. And yeah, I'm a shoot Bass. We shot Bass Rootin', we shot Shotgun Barrel, and I think I might do a Total Chaos or Violent Outbreak, something like that, for the third joint.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely want to shoot at least three videos for this album, just because I love this album, bro. I could shoot a video for
Look forward
all
to
10
that.
songs if
I was
I had
recently
the budget for it. You know what I mean? If I had the right budget for it, I could shoot all 10 videos. You know what I mean? I might shoot the one with Body Bag though too.
I was gonna say that would be dope.
That would be
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, we were talking about that yesterday. He was like, Preem, come on, bro. Like, we're gonna meet in LA and shoot it. I was like, yeah, you're right. So yeah, that might be the third one, to be honest with you.
Dope.
And Body Verse is fucking stupid. So,
Crazy.
Yeah, I love it. He just fits that beat so perfectly.
Mm-hmm. Speaking of artists with dope verses, I've been talking with Killer Ben. You got any work coming up with him?
Yeah, we got some shit on the Gold Chain shit. He just starting to get back acclimated, you know what I mean? Yeah, Killer Ben is crazy, bro. He's super slept on.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's one of my OGs, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, I just love the fact that he's tuning in and he's showing love, you know what I mean? You need that, bro. I need that from the OGs, you know what I mean? Like that just puts the battery in me, you know what I mean? Makes me want to go harder for this shit, you know what I mean? Because he's incredible, bro. Like, come on, bro. That's Do-Rag Dynasty, you know what I mean? Like him, Asia, and Tri-State. I'm like some
monster right there.
Yeah, some of my favorite MCs ever, you know what I mean? So yeah. Yeah, I love Killer Ben, man. Shout out Killer Ben.
No doubt. Vinyl Villain, you where you get some of your inspiration from?
Movies, TV shows, gangster flicks, just records, man. I mean, I literally I'm old, bro. You know what I mean? I'm 37 years old, so I throw a record on, smoke some weed, and just listen to the samples, you know what I mean? And whatever hits, you know what I mean? If something sounds dope or, sounds fly, like I'll load it up and get to work. You know what I mean? I don't light candles or light incense or none of that shit. Like, sometimes most of the time I don't even have my TV on. But sometimes I'll throw on like Snowfall or The Sopranos or something just in the background, and that's that. Like, but as far as like inspiration, it comes from anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I'll I mean, going to shows, going to other events, things like that. Like my boy John Glass owns a studio like 25 minutes away from here, and every Tuesday he has what he calls like a community day.
Mm-hmm.
And any artist or producers, video, photo people, whatever, can pull up to the studio and vibe. You can make beats. If you're an artist and you fuck with the beat that's being made, you could jump on it. It's crazy. So sometimes I'll just pull up there, just to catch inspiration. Like, I won't even bring my shit. I'll just go smoke and just vibe, you know what I mean? And then I come home and I'm ready to work.
Yeah, I seen pictures of that studio last year.
Yeah, man, this shit's crazy. But my inspiration comes from anywhere.
So being
come from as simple as like somebody, hitting me up and being like, yo, I heard that shit that you just did with Preem, like, you know what I mean? Like, send a pack, depending on who it is. Then, we might get to work, or, might have to slide that off to the side for later. But like, shit like that, you know what I mean? It's just, it's inspiring when even if it doesn't lead to anything, to have somebody tell you that they fuck with what you did, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's inspiration right there.
Yeah. And being that you're a big horror movie fan, what's one of your favorite John Carpenter soundtracks?
Oh, Halloween, baby.
There you go.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, nah, Michael Myers. I mean, Halloween is my favorite movie. Michael Myers is my favorite villain. We did my designer. We did a twist on the Michael Myers. We did like a little merch drop. A while, like I think 2 Halloweens ago.
Mm-hmm.
I think I have one of the. I got the hoodie here. So we did this shit. So yeah, that's I would say Halloween by far. Even though I thought the last one was trash.
Yeah.
That's a fact.
Yeah. They should have just left it alone.
Yeah.
That's what they always do now. They just ruin shit.
Yeah.
They ruin 80s movies and shit. I hate that shit. Like, I still ain't seen Coming to America 2. Just because Coming to America is my favorite movie.
You don't want to
Yeah,
ruin it.
no, I didn't see the second one either.
I refuse to watch it. Because I don't want to.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Final villain, what else you got in store for us?
I am working on project with this cat from New England, Giles. He's from Van Buren Records. They're a collective out of Brockton, Massachusetts. That's currently what I'm working on. We got about 13 songs. Probably record a couple more and then just pick out the best ones. That got a joint with Blast 89 from New York. We've had I think he sent everything to me today. I think 8 joints. Had him done for a little bit, but now we're getting to the mixing and everything like that. That's more like loops and not as drum heavy, probably more summertime vibes, I would say. So work on mixing that, and that'll probably come out towards the summer. The project with Giles, I think we're aiming for like an end of April release. And yeah, man, just try to bring the Villains Crate series back. I got a couple episodes locked in already. Just got to get back traveling. I've been busy with work and shit like that. So I got to get my ass back out to New York and lock in with some people out there. And yeah, staying busy, man.
Always good to hear. Same thing with you, Supreme Cerebral. What are you working on right now?
I got Clark's 3 done with Kush.
Ooh.
Probably drop that towards the end of the year. I got Loose Change 2 coming out, which is a bunch of remixes and Lucy's, just like the first one. I got an album with the Beat Junkies.
Oh, nice.
I got beats from Babu, Rapmatic, and D Styles. So
man.
I'm the only one to have all 3 of them. Everybody else has pretty much been Ret and D Styles, or just D Styles.
Yeah.
Wow. So I just got some beats from Babu. Probably drop that summertime. Come out on the Beat Junkies label.
Fire.
Yeah. I just started working on that. I got like 3 songs done. Out of like 10 or 11 beats. So I don't really like to do tracks if they're not gonna, be on something.
Mm-hmm.
But it happens occasionally. That's how I got, Loose Change, is from a bunch of Lucy's and, just trying to do music with a bunch of people. But the 2 main joints that I have for this year is what we just dropped, the Emperor's Deity, and then Clark Connoisseur's 3. with Kush and Clipto. So yeah, that's it. I got an album with Macapella, one of Hus Kingpin's producers out of Scotland. But I just got the beats, so that'll probably come out next year. Yeah, man, that's about it. Yeah, I got. Oh shit, I'm completely slipping right now. I got an album with Oda Gray and Alphabetic. We started a group called the Royal Council.
That's a good name.
Yeah. So we are finished recording. We just got to get shit mixed and then get it mastered. So I don't know. That might come out sometime this year. I'm not too sure. Yeah, and I got an EP with Chuck Chan, which is pretty much finished. But that's just 6 joints. That's just an EP. I might put that out next, actually, maybe like April. Just as an appetizer. I was talking to him and I was like, yo, I haven't gave anything away for free in a fucking very long time. Just like an appreciation to the fans type shit.
Yeah.
Like free download, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I was talking to him about that, but motherfuckers want to make money. So we might make it real cheap or something like that. But I really want to just give some away to the fans for free. You know what I mean? Just put it on streaming services, give the download away for free on Bandcamp. You know what I mean? And that might be the joint. That joint has I got Napoleon, Substance, Planet Asia, and I think Tri-State on there.
Damn.
6 joints. Yeah. It's cool. You know what I mean? It's like an appetizer. Like I was telling him, I was like, it don't really feel like even an EP kind of. Because all my EPs have been like, they've been pretty dope. Like the joint with Rob Victim.
Mm-hmm.
The joint with Sly Beats. You know what I mean? God's Gift. The Buddha Monk joint that I put out last year. You know what I mean? Those kind of sound like albums to me. The Chuck Chan shit, like Chuck sent me a bunch of wild shit, yo. And I was picking wild ass beats. You know what I mean? Like I don't even know how I picked all these 7 beats together, but they came out. You know what I mean? It's dope though. There's a lot of dope. I dropped that Dreams joint, produced by him. Yeah, with Napoleon and Substance.
Yeah.
Yeah, I dropped that joint. I'll probably drop that PA joint, soon. But I'm just focused on what me and Vinyl Villain got right now, for the next probably month or so, month and a half, 2. Just trying to put out the videos, promote that as much as possible. You know what I mean? That's my number 1 priority right now. But yeah, man, I got a lot of shit, like that, like Vinyl Villain said, you just gotta keep working, bro.
Keep working, yeah.
Like that's what'll separate you, you know what I mean, at the end of the day. You know what I mean? People be like, damn, he got a lot of dope shit. You know what I mean? Might take them a while to catch on, but when they do catch on, they'll be like, damn. And I got a lot of fans like that. People will tap into my shit and be like, damn, bro, I didn't know you had a discography like this. You know what I mean? Because they haven't been privy to listening to my music yet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's another process, just trying to get your music out there to a bunch of people, man. You know what I mean? That's a hard process. But I feel like the more work you do with the more people you do it with, the more your name starts circulating, you know what I mean? And then shit just starts popping off for you, you know what I mean?
Yeah. If that's your gift, keep using it.
Yeah, man. As long as I'm still breathing, I'm gonna keep doing shit, you know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And you just mentioned Oda Great. If he is tuning in, my Pearl Jam tape just came in.
Man. Yeah. Fire. Yeah, man. I'm happy for him. He got that Copenhagen placement too last year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No doubt. You know what I mean? I'm glad to see them brothers shine. Those are like my brothers, man, like real live people, I fuck with them many times in the flesh, you know what I mean? Over the phone. I've known Alphabetic and them for like, it's been a minute now. It's been well over 10, 15 years. So, You know, we've been trying to work on something. You know what I mean? And Alphabetic's dope. He raps and makes beats, so
Yep.
we don't need nobody. You know, we don't even have features on that album.
Y'all don't need it.
Yeah, it's us three, just barring out on every song. It's like 11, 12 songs.
Nice.
But it's gonna be dope. We're gonna get Huey P to do the art, who did the joints with me and Clipto, the loop shit.
Okay.
Yeah, the loop 1 and 2. He's doing the art for that. So yeah, it'll be dope. You know what I mean? When it comes out, I think it'll be different. It's Alphabetic has like a certain style of beats. You know what I mean? So it'll be dope.
Vinyl Villain, you got any physicals? Anything recent that you trying to put out?
No. I mean, I got stuff just on my Bandcamp. You know, there's still some Cold World CD. You know, CDs.
Mm-hmm.
You know? But no, I mean, I'm just, you know, like Preem said. You know what I mean? This is what we're pushing right now. You know what I mean? This is the release.
Yeah.
You know, you can always go back and check my back catalog. It's there. You know what I mean? It's not going anywhere.
Yep.
That's why we do this. You know what I mean? That's why we stay consistent with it. You know, for people that catch on late, you know, they can still go back and get hip. You know, there's always time.
Always.
Yeah, it's brand new to him. You know what I mean? That shit's brand new. So
yeah, but yeah, no, we're pushing this. You know what I mean? Reception's been great. Everybody's fucking with it, and yeah, you know what I mean. He's doing his thing with the visuals and everything like that, and I'm do what I can to support from my end.
Great. Do you have a favorite track on the new album?
Me?
Yeah.
I fuck with the bonus joint, to be honest with you, but not everybody knows about that.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to wait until my CD comes in there.
yeah, you gotta buy the CD for that.
Yeah. Shameless plug, buy the CD.
Yeah.
But yeah, the bonus joint, the Home of the Gritty with Smooth, that was dope. I would say as far as a featured joint, it'd be between Home of the Gritty and World War III.
Body bags joint.
Yeah, for just the solo joint, I would say probably either Boss Rootin' or Violent Outbreak.
Yeah.
Those are my favorites.
Yeah. Bass Ruden's probably my favorite joint. But I like Shotgun.
I mean, the whole shit is like, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why it's like, all right, there's only a couple featured songs. So these are the ones that I fuck with there. And then as far as the solos go, these are those.
Yeah.
Yeah. All I know is when you dropped that Shotgun Barrel, I was like, damn, what else do they have coming out on this album?
Yeah.
All heaters.
Yeah.
Straight heat.
That's why I dropped Home of the Gritty right after it, because I was like, you know, Shotgun Barrel was like a punch to the face.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And Home of the Gritty's smooth, you know what I mean? So
yeah, this I mean, I knew people weren't gonna be ready.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean,
Took 2 #1 spots on Insomniac.
Yeah.
2 joints on last week's thing.
Yeah, I never had 2 #1s on one album.
Yeah, man. Fucking kill it. Just bangers, bro. I mean, shout out to Insomniac for the support, but I mean, we should have just had the top 10 spots.
Hell yeah.
Like Vinyl Villain said, CDs are still available. Go cop them CDs for the Emperor's Deity.
And for that bonus track.
Yeah. Shout out to Elo Kush.
And Oda Great. Yep.
Man. y'all always got something in store. I appreciate y'all taking the time. And Final Villain, I'm looking forward to that YouTube series because I was definitely getting hooked on it while you had it out.
Yeah, man, it's coming back.
Yeah, that was dope.
And then you was actually asking, the people, who would you like to see on there?
Yeah, I mean, like that's the beautiful thing about about me doing it myself. Like I'm not mass appeal. Mass appeal has to appeal to the the popular crowd.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have to do that. I would rather the whole reason I started doing it was because they stopped doing rhythm roulette. So I was like, fuck it, I'll do it myself. And I know all these dope producers, you know what I mean, that I want to see or that I know other people want to see. So I was like, fuck it, man. I'm so then it turned into like, all right, who else do you want to see? You know what I mean, on this. And I'm ultimately hoping that Mass Appeal hits me up and says, yo, we'll just pay for your plane ticket. Like you go fly around to all these producers because you're tapped in. We are not.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's what I want. I just want them to pay for my plane tickets and hotel rooms, and I'll fly all over the fucking country, link up with every producer in every state.
Hell yeah. You got to get one with Surplus.
Ooh.
I want to come next time I come out to LA. I want to link with him. I want to link with Diggs. I want to link with VHS. Yeah, there's a few cats out there that I want to tap in with.
Yeah, Surplus is crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I met him. He came out here a couple years ago for like a beat show.
Yeah.
With Stolen Drums, I think.
Yeah.
And he's crazy. Yeah, man. His beats are fire. He's another just like good dude.
Yeah, that's my bro, man. Shout out.
I know. He'd been showing mad love for the tape.
Yeah, that's my bro, man. I see that for all the time, and he's crazy talented. You know what I mean?
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah. Been listening to him for a minute.
Yeah, he's so he one of those dudes that don't send nothing to nobody. Like he don't care about getting motherfuckers.
Yeah, I fuck with that though. He just makes beats just to make beats. I fuck with that, bro.
Like beat competitions. Like he loves just going there and talking shit. Like he loves that shit.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah. Me and him got Loop Dreams 2. So that'll probably come out next year.
Dope.
Yeah.
All I can say really is grateful that the two of y'all continue to keep putting out music the way y'all do. Y'all gonna gain more and more fans, and people like myself that already been fans gonna keep putting in that effort to make sure more know about the two of you.
Appreciate you, bro.
Y'all need to go listen to and cop the Emperor's Deity. You won't be disappointed. You know their track record. It speaks for itself.
Hell yeah.
For y'all right now, we about done with this interview. We're going to let Final Villain and Supreme Cerebral give their shout outs.
Yo, shout out to you, bro. First and foremost, thank you for having us on. Thank you for your constant support, your continued support. Shout out to everybody that tuned in, everybody that's been supporting the record. Like we said, CDs are still available. You get a bonus joint on that. It's streaming everywhere if that's your thing. New videos out. More videos are coming. Yeah, man. That's all from me.
Yeah, man. Shout Vinyl Villain, you know what I mean, for wanting to do the project number one and for fucking just being super diligent with everything, you know what I mean, and professional and just what you want as an artist, you know what I mean. Shout out to you,
bro.
Yeah, thank you, bro. And definitely shout out to you, you know what I mean, for having us on the platform. All support is good support, negative or positive. but you've always been positive and always show mad love, man, and that shit mean a lot. You know what I mean? Yeah, man, and shout out Gold Chain, shout out Dar Unit, and everybody that tuned in. You know what I mean? And go pick up that album, man.
Yes,
There you
sir.
go. Yes, indeed. On behalf of our HHDG media crew, we're gonna say peace.
Peace.